I think Shakur is more, fights on his back foot, fights tall, throws 1-2 punches. I think Tank Davis takes more risk.
Oscar De La Hoya was not shy to voice his views on a possible confrontation between Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. De La Hoya thinks that Tank is just as rugged enough to knock Stevenson out in a single clean shot because Tank has the raw power behind his fist. And a single shot rattled Stevenson due to the slamming right hand to his face by William Zepeda on July 12th.
I think he has more power. I'm gonna pick Tank
to beat Shakur
by brutal knockout. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. What's up with you and Berlanga, right?
The hype surrounding this super fight is getting louder, and it was amplified by the fact that Turki Alalshik is interested in hosting a WBC-WBA unification fight between the undefeated Stevenson and the same undefeated Davis.
I hope one day seeing Shakur against Tank.
The authoritative Saudi advisor and boxing promoter Turki Alalshik pointed out that his personal interests are not involved, but he still wants to see more of what Gervonta Tank Davis can leave behind in terms of iconic bouts. Talking with a professional blandness, Turki noted that it does not matter whether he likes or dislikes an individual. The person has to work, but he does not hesitate to admit that Tank has talent in the ring and that he is a great fighter.
I don't take anything as a personal. I take it as I am professional.
Right.
I don't need to like you to talk with you.
But you appreciate Gervonta Davis's talent, it seems.
As a fighter, he's a great fighter, of course. No doubt about this. But we need to see him in big fights more and more.
Stevenson is heard expressing his desire to get these two to fight each other since he entered the lightweight category in 2023. Beating Tank will not simply provide Shakur with another belt. To him, it will mean cementing his reputation as the absolute superior of the Bellator division. Most people in the boxing world, however, believe that even a victory over Davis will not suffice to establish that legacy well.
What's going on, y'all? Man, I've been getting messages and messages saying, yo, listen, Turkey wants to, start working with Tank Davis now. Obviously, in that press conference that they had, it was basically geared up to, the winner of William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson, faces Gervonta Tank Davis.
Who's next? I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight. I told y'all I'm top level, elite level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out victorious.
The greatest exclamation mark that is connected with Gervonta Davis, however, is not his talent, but what he has lost over time. Years of inactivity, introjection of selective pickup opposition, and an apparent non-aggressive nature elongated over the years. The edge that once made him the most dangerous fighter of 135-pounders. His last performance was the meek hit against Lamont Roach, which seemed a flashback in comparison to the powerhouse bully Tank, who used to blow down competitors.
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? He don't have no offense. Everything is defense. What has Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He hasn't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him. Who that? The Keyshawn.
6 years in the making, the lightweight unification match between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis is slowly becoming the boxing 135-pound division's royal fight. Both are world champions and are yet to lose as they have mastered world championship belts. Stevenson WBC, Davis WBA. Rolando Raleigh Romero took a swipe at the punching power of Shakur Stevenson after the latter put on his last performance, doubting that Stevenson can ever be dangerous with his fists against the top of the top level. So traditionally arrogant and put down-ish was Raleigh that he made fun of the notion that a boxer who had to deliver the 100 punches in a round to sap somebody could be regarded as dangerous.
Anyone that has to throw 100 punches around to get you out of there, they have no power. My niece can punch me 100 times in the face and I'll be sleeping. So, yeah. Real punchers, they only need to land 1 or 2 punches, and you're out cold. So he just didn't fight a puncher.
The contest will not only be a belt fight, but a stylistic conflict between two of the most contrasting and elite talents of modern boxing. The surgically precise defensive genius Stevenson has also been championing his search for this fight for a couple of years. Most recently, he claimed that a fight with Davis was the biggest in the world again after his unanimous decision victory over William Zepeda in July 2025. Showbiz the Adult has addressed the reasons why he thinks Shakur Stevenson might beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He made it clear that the game lacks one major ingredient in Stevenson, which is not aptitude but strength. Showbiz has recognized the fact that Stevenson has top-notch defensive and offensive skills, but noted that given the fact that Shakur can enhance his physicality even to a small degree, then fight action might go in his favor.
That's why I think he may just beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He knows he has to get a tad bit stronger physically. And if he gets stronger physically, he's going to be a problem. Why? Because I saw the Lamont Roach and Gervonta Tank Davis fight.
For Showbiz the Adult, the comparison between Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson was quite direct. Roach is not stronger than Stevenson, but because of his physical strength, he proved to be a tough opponent to Tank, at least in an unexpected way. His argument was that should Stevenson proves to be able to complement even a portion of the physical factor of Roach and retain his technique of excellence, then he is a stiff challenge to Davis.
And believe you me, defensively, skill-wise, offensively, all those things, Lamont Roach is inferior to Shakur Stevenson. But Lamont Roach had a physical body strength that added onto the skills he had, made him a horrible matchup for Tank. Meaning, if Shakur Stevenson can get close to the Lamont Roach physical strength.
Shakur has now declared himself a free agent, free of any promotional agreements, and willing to talk directly, and thus stressing that he would only like the fight to go ahead in or around New York, with the venue possibly being a big stadium, probably due to such massive nature and extended timeline to the fight. He questioned the rumors of Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul and asked how he is a good match for Tank, but not him.
Honestly, I've been calling for the fight for what, like 2 to 3 years now, so I'm ready for the fight. It's all on Tank. Tank gotta say he's ready. I've been hearing that he's gonna fight Jake Paul, so
Jake Paul.
Yeah, it don't seem as though.
Well, he ranked now. He ranked, so I guess he
nah,
legit.
that's not. No, that's not boxing. That's not boxing. Boxing is fighting the best people in your weight class, and the person that people think that can beat you. People don't think Jake Paul can beat him. So
Davis, in the meantime, is one of the most thrilling closers of the sport. He has a record of 30 wins, 0 losses, and 28 knockouts, which is a testament to his crushing strength. His tight, pressure-packed left-handed approach is all about timing, temperance, and murderous explosions at the most unexpected moments. Showbiz the Adult noted that Tank Davis is ranked statistically the lowest output of punches of any active top-tier fighters, and he uses patience, accuracy, and explosive force. At the other end, William Zepeda is top in the area of punch volume by throwing in an unusually high frequency of punches within his rounds to overwork his opponents with non-stop action.
By the numbers, Gervonta Tank Davis has the lowest punch output in boxing. And by the numbers, William Zepeda has the highest punch output in boxing. So this is a prime example of styles make fights. Those two are the polar opposite when it comes to their fighting style. The polar opposite.
Gervonta Tank Davis unleashed a sizzling response to the comment made on Shakur Stevenson being a smooth boxer, and his technical boxing prowess would remain intact once he was working against at the real deal environment. Tank did not discount the abilities of Stevenson, but came out categorically to confirm that all these maneuvers, defense, and tactics will count little once he subjects Stevenson to the beating power of his punches.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at. He didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30, or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit. What you gonna do when you get hit?
Both Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Tank Davis recently discussed that Terrence Crawford provided him the chance to fight Shakur Stevenson as an undercard of his mega fight with Canelo Alvarez, September 13th in Las Vegas. Nonetheless, Crawford himself told The Ring on the issue of Davis still pursuing the idea of an offer. He sighed, "I don't know if Tank would take that because he said he was going to be above my undercards, so he would be too arrogant to be on my undercards. But that would be dope."
You know, Crawford and Canelo, I'm pretty sure.
Shakur and Tank?
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. But if Tank was not so cocky to be on a Terrence Crawford undercard, that would be dope. But I don't see Tank taking a backseat to no fighter.
An emphatic victory like that Shakur Stevenson had over William Zepeda was just that, a statement that killed the critics and reminded the world that Stevenson remains one of the best boxers. The master defensive Stevenson dictated the pace and commanded the ring all night against the pressure style Zepeda, who was unable to break through the finely tuned combination of precision, range, movement, and ring IQ. The win did not only solidify his position as the best lightweight technician, but also made him broadly recognized, at least due to a position on the pound-for-pound top 10. Following the convincing victory of Shakur Stevenson over William Zepeda, a former world champion, Shawn Porter commented that Shakur is used to performing at this high level for so long. Porter noted that Stevenson has been displaying the credentials of a top-level contender over the course of the last several years, but it was only relatively recently that he has started to get the accolades that he should have received by now. Namely, he has finally cracked the top 10 of boxing pound-for-pound rankings.
Shakur's been as good as he is now. He's been that good for a number of years, and we're just now putting him in the top 10. We've been talking about him for probably a good 5 years, easily, and we're just not putting him in the top 10, you know, so.
Porter congratulated Stevenson on receiving the attention he yearned for long after. He underlined just how much it must mean to Shakur on a personal level, especially by pointing out that Stevenson has apparently been longing for such validation. Porter was emphatic in stating that he was not surprised at the recent form of Stevenson, but just how long it took the boxing world to close in.
I'm happy for him to get in that top 10. I'm sure that's something that he's been salivating over. He's been wanting to be in there for a long time. I'm not surprised, you know what I mean? I think he should have been in the top 10 a long time ago. But just mix and match, man. But for someone of his caliber to finally do it, man, congratulations, Kerr.
Also, Showbiz the Adult praised Shakur Stevenson's complete control in the ring, highlighting just how naturally gifted and composed he is during a fight. He focused on Stevenson's elite hand-eye coordination, quick reflexes, foot speed, and ability to create angles, all traits that make him extremely hard to hit clean. He claimed that lets you know how comfortable Shakur Stevenson is in the ring. His hand-eye coordination, his speed, his foot speed, the fact that he can make you miss at angles and all those things. I think that could be a huge issue for Tank, especially if Shakur Stevenson gets physically stronger like he said he has to. This unification fight has been talked about for over a few years, even before Stevenson stopped campaigning himself at 130 pounds in 2022. Chatter of a future clash between him and Tank started. With his ascension, Stevenson has won the WBC lightweight title and has continuously voiced his campaign as the prominent boxer in an esteemed division. Shawn Porter talked up the possibility of Gervonta Davis taking on Shakur Stevenson, and it is apparent that he is even excited about it, as he indicated that this is a fight that fans have yet to witness. As a former champion and worthy authority in the boxing community, Porter stressed how tactical brilliance such a bout will present and describes it as a fight he is himself prepared to give.
But outside of that, yeah, we still want that Tank Davis fight. I'm ready for that one. Who wins? It's a great fight, man. Tactically, I absolutely love that fight. Tank got business to deal with Lamont. Ain't no telling he gonna actually win that one, man. That's a great fight too. I don't know who wins with Tank and Shakur, man. That's 50-50.
In the same process, Davis has engaged an inferior number of elite names in the 135 category, which has triggered increased calls by fans and analysts alike on him to engage a world-class and defensively minded opponent like Stevenson. Marcus Luther made it clear how much he wants to see Shakur Stevenson prove himself against the division's cream. Having personal experience watching Stevenson in the sparring, Luther feels that Shakur is on a totally totally different level as compared to many fighters. Such sentiments are echoed by a lot of people in the boxing world, as the rest of it awaits to see what Stevenson has to show when he comes to battle against the very elite names in the lightweight division, including Gervonta Davis, Vasily Lomachenko, and Devin Haney.
For sure, I definitely want to see Shakur again there with all the top guys, because from sparring him, I can see like he on a different level, so I just want to see him getting there with them top guys.
Marcus Luther went ahead with his narrative by making it known that Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis are the two best fighters in the lightweight division. He emphasized the fact that as elites, there is no way to get around it, that they must resolve it in the boxing ring. Luther was not hesitant when he was asked about the possibility of a fight between him and the other person being one of the biggest boxing matches today.
It had to be Tank. Yeah, that's the guy that you gotta fight, you gotta see.
Why is that fight so difficult? Just for some people who might feel like Shakur's defense is so superb.
I mean, I just feel like those are the two at the top of the weight division. So, they gotta get in there and get it done.
Ultimately, if everything works out between those two, would you think that would be one of the biggest boxing matches in the world?
Right now, yeah, for sure. That's the fight everybody want to see.
This year, the fight has only been pushed further. Stevenson has taken care of his required defenses, established his promotional liability, and announced his terms. The calendar of Davis is, however, complex. In March 2025, he was scheduled to meet Lamont Roach Jr. again after the controversial draw of the two earlier. Although his legal issues and potential problems with scheduling have raised doubts about the feasibility of the encounter. Antonio Tarver commented on the rise of Shakur Stevenson as a star after his newest win and said that Stevenson might be pay-per-view material based on the audience numbers, in which case, as Tarver also added, Stevenson has now grown to be such a giant of a name that he may today be able to garner important, sizable audiences all by himself, and this was after having managed to pull out a performance that would definitely have yielded a big following.
Undoubtedly, he's a couple division champions, undefeated. He's got a hell of a resume so far. Still got to put some of those celebrities on there, and celebrity fighters, Tank Davis and these other guys in the lightweight division. He deserved those type of fights. He's a big enough name. And Shakur Stevenson may have become a pay-per-view star tonight. Depending on the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I believe, tuned in.
Antonio Tarver further commended the ring intelligence and technical expertise of Shakur Stevenson by citing the latter as operating on a touch of the highest standard. With his Olympic experience and pedigree of silver medals, Tarver said, clinging to the fact that it is difficult not to root for an individual with such a powerful amateur base like Stevenson. He talked about Stevenon's adaptability in the middle of a fight, where he would change his tactics twice or three times during a fight to dominate the match and increase his chances of victory.
It's hard not to lean to the Olympian, the silver medalist that has the amateur pedigree. You feel me? The man can process a fight like nobody business, and you saw that tonight. He made 2 or 3 different changes in the game to give himself the best chance to win. You saw him laying on the ropes early, and then he stayed in the middle of the ring when he was really doing a lot of good work combination style. I mean, the man got a deep bag of tricks.
And there you have it. Shakur Stevenson has not only delivered a masterclass performance against William Zepeda, but he's also shattered the narrative that he's not exciting enough for the big stage. Stevenson is no longer just a technician, he's a problem. With Gervonta Davis looming, the boxing world stands at the edge of a generational showdown. Styles, egos, legacies, all set to collide. So now it's your turn. Who wins if they meet? Shakur or Tank? Drop your pick in the comments, hit that like button if you want the fight to happen, and subscribe for more real boxing talk. The war is coming. Are you ready?